Well, there's that dry spot on the ground where my tent was last night. We're maybe 100, yeah, maybe a little more than 100 yards behind Dripping Rock, little parking area off the Blue Ridge Parkway. This isn't the AT trail that comes up in here. Don't know really what it is. Found an okay campsite. If you get up in here though, if you go up the hill here and off to the left, there's a campsite with a fire ring and a couple of nice grassy spots to set up a tent. Kind of a nice spot. The only cautionary note is, if you go 150 yards up that way, turns into an improved road that someone's come in and put stone on, and oh yeah, you're in somebody's backyard. So you don't want to go up that way. Didn't realize that till this morning when I went for a little walk. But so we're going to go down this way just a little bit and onto the AT, hang a right, and head north. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, just a little bit after. I was here with another hiker, and we're going to head, I don't know where I'm going today. There's a chance of making it to Waynesboro, and there's a chance that we'll be at a shelter. Hopefully one of them too, because anything less than that would be falling short of the shelter even. That's only 10 something. It's 14 to Waynesboro. And good trail, I can make 14. If it's like it was yesterday, I'll be at the shelter tonight. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Here's the first view spot of the morning, unfortunately. It's been all up and pretty steep, a few hundred stone steps. And rocky. Not as hard as yesterday, but yeah, that's the trail right there. Still hard, challenging. You can see there's a white place. About 700-800 feet up this morning. And I think I'm nearing the top of it. I mean, I haven't checked on the app. Just going to keep chugging along. But this was a view spot. But I'm not probably going to stop at all the view spots. At least for now. Because they're all going to look like this one. I'm not sure if it was raining for a little bit. The clouds were blowing through and we were getting wet, but it may have just been blowing off the leaves. Not supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I'm headed north. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm at the top of Humpback Mountain. I think I'm actually at the high point of my day. It's a little after 9. I didn't stop at 9 because I wanted to wait till I got here. Views have not changed. Did rain for a little bit. Lots of stone steps coming up. I mean hundreds. So the trail has not been as hard as yesterday. It's been this type of trail, other than the rows and rows of random stone steps. So it's rocky. You have to be very careful where you put every foot placement, or you're going to trip into a face plant or roll an ankle or something. But they're not the type that you're hopping from the rock top to rock top, and some of them are moving, and a lot easier than yesterday. So got some ups and downs. Got a shelter coming up in, I think it's about 8 miles away. And then after that, on the map, it looks, relatively flat. Always some ups and downs. But if it's the rocky, challenge like yesterday, it'll be very slow. If it's good trail, I can probably make Waynesboro today because there's no more big ups. But we got to see how that works out. So it's about the trail and what it's like between here and the shelter, and what time we get to the shelter and time we try to head out from the shelter. I would like to get to Waynesboro today. I came out, today is Friday. I came out and started hiking Sunday morning. I had 3 days of food in my food bag, plus what was in my carry bag, so basically 4 days. Yeah, that math doesn't really work out well. I always overpack a little bit. In the last day or two, I've been trying to stretch a little. So, but if I go to Saturday morning, I will probably be pulling into Waynesboro with nothing left in my pack for food other than maybe electrolytes for my drinking water, and everything else will be gone. Unusual for me. I usually hike in with at least a day's food left. But I didn't have a plan. So there's a couple of lessons there. One, it tells me I've probably been overpacking my food because it's just lasted longer than I intended it to. And two, it probably tells me I should actually have a better plan, because when I came out, I really didn't know when I was going to get off trail. Now, I could have gotten off yesterday. I could get off today. There are road crossings. I could call for a shuttle. But I really wanted to get to Waynesboro, and Waynesboro was more days than I was thinking it was. It had to be more days, because I've only had one kind of short day. I had one 10-something because I stopped early for the thunderstorms. But the rest have been my days, which are 12 or more. So I get 12-point-something yesterday. So got a 14 in there, and you know, they've been good days for me. So anyway, I'm going to continue on. The guy I'm hiking with is he's a section hiker, so his legs aren't, you know, there as much because you don't get the time. It takes a few weeks, and he isn't out here for a few weeks. So he's the hill, like I said, hundreds of stone steps this morning. It's been a tough up. My legs felt good. I still don't have great balance, and I don't have great hiking skills, so some of the random rock hopping, I'm real slow. He's probably actually better at that than I am, because he's a much more experienced hiker than I am. Noontime. Headed north. Beautiful day. The clouds cleared up. It's still not too hot. Trail's been rocky, but you know, nothing as bad as yesterday. About 3 miles to the shelter. A little bit of up, but not a lot, mostly down. I've done 6.6 miles so far today. About half of that up. It was really steep. Stairs, not technically difficult, but steep. After the shelter, it's mostly down. It's another 5 miles from the shelter to Rockfish Gap, which is where you go to get to Waynesboro, which is where I hope to be tonight. There haven't been a lot of great views today since this morning when the clouds were in. So I'll take this one. Again, it's not great, but a little bit of a picture. And pretty soon I should start going down, and then there won't be a lot more up. So this one, again, there may be another viewpoint up that's better, but I'll take this one. Right now I'm at about 2,200 feet. North is that way. The trail's been pretty good. Got a little more up, and then I got a lot of down. Head north. I'm not positive, but I think that's a tiny little rattlesnake right there. He kind of hissed at me. I don't think he's old enough to have a rattle. If he's a rattlesnake. He's alive. I'm not going to mess with him though. I'm going to give him wide enough berth, because from what I understand, even the little ones can bite you. And I'm not going to let him have that opportunity. And I'm headed north. I am at the Paul C. Wolf Memorial Shelter. About 4-point-something miles from Rockfish Gap, which is where you go into Waynesboro. They have a big fire ring out front here with a lot of places to sit. The river is right down there, and it's a good sized river. You could definitely, I don't know if you could swim in it, but you might be able to float in it. Big shelter. Nice deck out front. The picnic table is under the deck. It's 2 levels, probably room for like 10 or more. Nice shelter, as nice a shelter as I've seen on the trail. It's in good shape. I mean, if you can see from here, the floor is actually kind of shiny. Been cleaned up good. There's a privy out back. Oh, and I didn't even notice it. Again, haven't seen a lot of these, but there's a bear pole right here. Place to hang your food. A little hook thing there that you can use to lift your bags up and put them on the hooks. So that's a nice feature. So nice shelter. One of the nicest shelters I've seen. And oh yeah, you can see there's windows over there on the side. There's another one on this side to give a little light to the upper deck. Nice shelter. I am headed north, and hopefully I will be into Waynesboro within the next 3 hours or so. We'll see what happens. Heading north. Hope you're having a wonderful day. W.J. Mayo was probably a hardy soul to live out here in the mountains, and just building that chimney might have taken a hardy soul, to be honest. We're still 3.3 miles from Rockfish Gap. I am at Rockfish Gap. I just came up on the other side of that little stone bridge. Those 2 cars are parked way over, right across the street from that. Kind of might be able to see the 2 white blazes. Came over here, the trail goes in this direction. This is the entrance to the Shenandoah National Park. Found myself a place to sit and put my pack. I got a shuttle coming. I'm going quite a ways. I'm going back to Glasgow. I went on the trail on Sunday morning, and it is Friday evening. I just got off, so it's been a while, and I've covered quite a bit of miles. So I got a shuttle driver from halfway in between, from Piney, from Buena Vista. He's going to take 45 minutes for him to get me, but come and get me, but then get quite a drive back. So got his name from Homer Witcher, and I like doing that, using somebody that was recommended by somebody I was really happy with, and I was really happy with Homer. Going to take a day or two off, and then get back, and I'll be headed back into Shenandoah National Park, which is a little over 100 miles, so I probably should have some kind of a plan on how I'm going to do that, better than I had when I left Glasgow. I left Glasgow with no plan, just to head north. I had 4 days of food, and that was 6 days ago. So, yeah, it wasn't the best of plans, but we've made it work. I just met Granny Square. I stayed with her at a shelter back near McAfee Knob. She was just getting picked up and heading into Waynesboro. Somebody giving her a ride. So, and we stopped and chatted for just a little bit, and the guy giving her a ride was nice enough to give me a soda, which strangely, prior to hiking, I didn't hardly ever drink a soda. Now the challenge is to not hand them back an empty can in under 30 seconds because you're hungry and thirsty. So as I stand here in Rockfish Gap, talking over the noise of the tractor trailers, a little update on the trail coming from the shelter to Rockfish Gap. It was a good trail. Good trail. We made good miles. Good all the way around. Very, very pleased. I was hiking with Paint Stick, a section hiker. Great guy to hike with the last couple of days.